Loves, welcome back to the channel. It's Bridget. Today we're going to be doing my September favorites and we're just going to go ahead and get started. And so I guess I will start with more like at night, taking off the makeup, whatever it is. I want to mention both of these products. This is newer to me. This is Old Faithful. This is the Biore Deep Cleansing Pore Strips. Now, normally I always buy the combo pack so that I can get the strip for the nose as well as the like face strip. And I do have one of those, but I also purchased extra nose strips because my nose has been so clogged over the last 3 or 4 months. And I keep forgetting to tell you guys about this because I never go grab it out the bathroom. So if you're not familiar with it, what you get is these little packets and they have a nose strip in them. And you just follow the directions, put it on your nose and pull it off. And then you will see a lot of gunk and nastiness. But somehow I'm highly satisfied when I pull it off and I see a lot of things. And then the other thing I want to mention, I purchased some things for Sephora. And you guys will see that in the upcoming Sephora haul. One of the things I picked up is this Boscia Makeup Breakup Cool Cleansing Oil. Whew, child. This is... Like when I get to talking country, that's when you know it's real. This is so good. I've been using this for what, about a month and some change at this point. And I'm just now getting below the little Boscia name on here. I use about a pump. If I've been using like heavy makeup, I might do about a pump and a half. Or if I have a lot of makeup going on my eyes, then I'll do 2 pumps. Just to put a little bit more on my eyes. But this gets everything off. It just makes my skin feel so good. And when I saw cooling, I was really worried about that because I was like, what's that going to do to my eyes? But it does not burn my eyes. And for me, I don't care how much I love you. If you burn my eyes one time, you are out, you are out, you are out. So I want to talk about, I guess, like prepping the skin, how I start my makeup. Oh, and I didn't do it today because like I said, I just have on concealer and I filled in my eyebrows. But this combo right here is the stuff that dreams are made of. This is a Dream Team original, let me tell you. So this is the Heritage Store Rose Petal Rose Water. I feel like you could try it with other sprays, but in particular, I really feel like get you some rose water and see how you feel about that. If you just feel like your makeup looks a little flat, or you just feel like your makeup is maybe looking a little bit more cakey than you want, or just powdery, you know, just to really bring it down and really make it look like skin. And also I'm still experiencing some dryness. I feel like my skin is really becoming more combo. So I just have some things to talk to y'all about this month. I'm excited to finally be able to do it. So again, the rose water. So what I'm doing, right, is when I sit down to do my makeup, I just mix maybe 1 or 2 sprays of this and let it fall down and just get soaked into my skin. And then I also picked this up from Sephora. I got the tiny bottle to try. It's the Makeup Forever Step 1, and I got it in the number 3, the hydrating primer. I believe it's number 3, but the name of it is the hydrating primer. And this primer is so good. I was very ambivalent about trying this primer because it is expensive. For the trial size, it was expensive, and I was just like, you know, but I really wanted to try something else for my skin, so I decided to get this because I really wanted something that would be a little bit better for my sensitive skin because my skin breaks out easily. So anyway, I got this, and what it is it's a clear, I don't want to waste too much. It's a clear, like a white clear. That doesn't make sense. It's like a white color. That's what I'm trying to say, y'all. I'm out of it right now, y'all. I do not feel good. And then when you blend it in, it just kind of feels like a really lightweight lotion. Don't let that scare you. It's not greasy. It's not oily. Nothing. And then when it soaks in, it doesn't feel silicone-y or anything, which I really appreciate. And then when it soaks in, your skin just feels like really smooth, nice and soft. But I find that this really does prolong the wear of my makeup. And also I've been really into foundation, so I've been wearing some really heavy coverage, some really heavy coverage foundations. And what I've been finding is that when I do this versus when I don't do this combo right here, I just notice a difference in the way my makeup looks and the way it wears throughout the day. I just feel like this finish just really still looks like my skin. I feel like it looks really pretty, a little tight, not really glowy, but just like a skin finish. I don't know what it is about these together, but I really like the finish of them. So I would say, you know, try prepping your skin with some rose water and then going in with a really nice primer, one that might be a little bit more hydrating, and see if you like the way your makeup sits on your skin, because I have been loving this. So I want to mention that. And then, oh, another Another dream team product right here. So I really like these. These are from NYX, and they're the whipped, I don't know what they're actually called. I don't think the actual name is on them, but basically this is what the product looks like, and it's a whipped texture when you pull it out. They smell really good. They smell exactly like the NYX soft matte lip creams, and you can use these on the cheeks or on the lips. I have a couple of these, but the shade that I want to mention in particular is the one in Berry Tea. This shade right here, let me show you this shade. Now, of course, when you shear it out, it's going to be a lot different. So let me shear it out so you can see. Oh, and it just feels so nice. So can you see that sheared out? And on my finger right there. And so what I've been doing is putting this on the cheeks, and this is a cream. There's no shimmer, there's no glitter or anything, which I really appreciate. I do not like when my blushes have shimmer or glitter, so this is a cream. But if you look at that, it just has a natural sheen to it, which I feel like looks really healthy on the skin. It doesn't look oily or anything, just a natural sheen. And then I've just been taking a tiny bit of this with a stippling brush. Like, I blend this out with a stippling brush, and then I've just been taking a tiny bit of the Wet n Wild Mellow Wine blush and just setting it with a stipple brush, the tiniest amount, because I still want the sheen to come through, but I just want to make sure it's long wearing because I've been having longer days. And this blush, let me see if I can show y'all. This is like a really neutral, like mauve pink tone blush, and it is beautiful. I've also been wearing this on its own, and what I've realized is that I really like the new formulation of the Wet n Wild blushes. They're still extremely pigmented, but they're not as pigmented as the other ones. Those things were like, you know, hard to use, I feel like, but these are still very pigmented, but the texture is different. I feel like they hang together a lot more. They feel smoother, they go on the skin, they look better on the skin. So I would highly recommend the Wet n Wild blushes. The one thing I will say is, for women of color, I don't know how many shades they have that really fit our skin tone. The only one I've found so far is Mellow Wine. So if you are of deeper skin tone, let me know what other shades you use. If there's others that you feel like look good on our skin tone, let me know. But this combo right here, you know, if you have this or if you have something similar, just try that. Maybe try like a cream blush and then setting it just a tiny bit with a powder. It looks so nice on the skin. And sometimes when we're doing our makeup, you know, you're like putting on powder for this, putting on powder for that. So it's just really nice to give the skin back that like healthy glow. You know what I mean? What I have been using for my eyebrows for quite a while now, that it took me a while to figure out if I was going to mention this to you guys or not, and it's the NYX microbrow pencil, because it took me a while to figure out if I like it. I love it. And I have it in the shade Espresso. So what you're getting with this, it has the spoolie on one end, and then you have the product on the other end. And do you see how fine this is? I tried the e.l.f. one, and I think if you have maybe larger brows, no, thicker brows, then the e.l.f. one might work for you. But a couple months ago, my eyebrows were burnt off. Like most of them were. I went and got them waxed, and I had a terrible experience. And so my eyebrows are growing back in really slow, and in particular on this side right here, I have a lot of hair missing that I have to fill in. So having that precise tip really allows me to get in there and fill it in. And I've always had thick brows, so I've never really used brow pencils because I didn't really understand why people use them. But for sparse, when you're dealing with sparser hairs, I really do like the way a brow pencil looks. So I've been using that. And then here's the other part to that duo, the NYX Control Freak Eyebrow Gel, the best eyebrow gel I have used. I don't even mind that the wand is so huge because the formula is fantastic. It's a formula that really sets the brows in place. I mean, locks them in place, but somehow it doesn't make the brows hard. And when you pull the brush out, you don't get a whole lot on the wand. It almost looks like, is there anything on the wand? But it's just the right amount. And I think because of that formula, it doesn't matter that the brush is so big, because it never gives you too much to where you're getting brow gel all above and below your brows or anything like that, or messing up your eye makeup or your foundation. So this is another combo that I have been into. And then another thing that I want to mention is, like I said, I've been wearing a lot of foundation and a lot of heavier coverage foundations. And so what I've been wanting to do a lot, especially since I've been, you know, prepping my skin the way I have and stuff, is really just set my T-zone. And what I have been using is the Rimmel Stay Matte Long Lasting Pressed Powder. I've mentioned this before, it's in 001 transparent. However, you can definitely use too much of this and it show up on the skin. But this is one of the best mattifying powders in the drugstore. I also think it's a really nice powder for touch-ups. And the brush I've been liking with it is this Flower Beauty brush. I picked up a couple of these to try out because I wanted to talk about them on the channel. And I really like this one. It took me a while to figure out. It really reminds me of like a kabuki on the stick. Like if this black part was gone and you just had this, it would really be like a really fluffy kabuki in my opinion. And what I like about it is what I'll do is I'll take it and I just tap it in a couple times, tap it off, and then I just go boop 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 and just hit the T-zone. And because the brush is so fluffy, I feel like it picks up the right amount and it just deposits it where I want it. And then sometimes if I want to do the cheeks, I'll just go boop 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 boop, and it just, you know, mattifies me down just a little bit, but not too much. And also I'm not finding that I want to completely set my whole face all the time because I am dealing with a little bit of dryness, so I don't always need to do that now. So this, I have been loving this combo as well. It took me a while to figure out what brush I liked, and I feel like now that I have this brush and I've been using it with it, I like this powder even more, and I find myself just reaching for it all the time. And the eyeshadows that I have been using like they're going out of style is these MakeupGeek eyeshadows, and just the whole bundle in general. This is the starter kit that I purchased months ago that I was talking about on Twitter. And I was so content not liking MakeupGeek eyeshadows or just thinking in my mind they couldn't be great, but these are really, really nice. I love the pigmentation and I love how consistent it is from one eyeshadow to the next. The mattes are just as good as the shimmers and the metallics. They are just so, you just don't have to work hard with them. You know what I mean? Like when I do this look, I know that I can get in there and I can blend out, that I can put a shade on my crease, on my lid, and I just don't have to work hard with these. They're so pigmented. They don't fade on me easily. And again, this rave that I'm doing right now is for the regular MakeupGeek eyeshadows. I cannot speak to the duochromes or the foils because I have not tried them yet. But the regular MakeupGeek eyeshadows have been an absolute hit for me. And it's one of those things where I was like, dang, I almost wish I wouldn't have tried it because I was so content with my mind just being made up. I'm like, that's just YouTube hype. Those can't be that good. Truthfully, they are. I can't believe it. I never thought that I would be somebody who's like, I love MakeupGeek. I love MakeupGeek. I'm saying it. I will definitely be filling this palette up. These are really, really nice. They are probably some of my favorite, if not my favorite eyeshadows. I never thought anything, I didn't think I could love an eyeshadow more than a Lorac eyeshadow. But damn if MakeupGeek have not made me really question that statement. These are so good. The other thing I wanted to mention, a brush I wanted to mention, I just feel like this year I've been trying a lot of Sonia Kashuk brushes, and this is the Sonia Kashuk number 109 brush. It's a very fluffy blending brush. For me, this brush is good as a bare blending brush if I need to get in there and just go around my edges, but the way I use this most is for laying down my transition shade. That first shade that I lay down in my transition area and sometime in my crease too. I don't really like this for just putting on a crease color because when I do a crease color, typically I want to be a little bit more precise, and this one is just too fluffy. My eyelid space is too small. And then the other thing I want to mention is the Maybelline the Falsies. I really do have a love-hate relationship with this mascara. I feel like when I first get it, and that's me with most mascaras though, I don't like them like the first month I have them because most mascaras I just feel like the formula is too wet. But once this dries up a little bit, it is so good. It just does everything that I want it to do. It gives me just as much volume as it gives me length. It lasts all day. It does not flake off. I can actually see my eyelashes, and I feel like whenever I wear this, one of my friends almost always will say, what is on your eyelashes? And I'm just like, Maybelline Falsies. So I love this mascara so much, and I just wanted to give it a shout out. And it also has a weird brush, just in case you haven't seen it. It's kind of like a scoop brush. Can you see that? Like the scoop that it has in it, and I really like it. I can get in there and really wiggle it up, and I also can get my bottom lashes with it, so it's been working really well for me. And that is the last thing that I wanted to mention. I hope you guys enjoyed the favorites. I would love to hear what you guys have been loving this month. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, you guys.